Hey, it's your CEO, Weekend Gabe, and thanks for watching Weekend at Gabe's. We hope that you enjoyed this latest episode. While you're here, hit the subscribe button and follow us on YouTube. Thanks for watching. This coming up is some of our favorite stories that we covered. Not the biggest stories, because even when Will Smith got smacked, we didn't even talk about it. Like, we literally just like, hey, this thing happened. Our opinion doesn't matter because there's a million opinions right now,
It's
and
not
we
a
skipped them.
serious news. It's like, we're not fucking CNN. That's not why you tune into news that only Gabe cares about. You tune in to figure out what's on the mind of the man everybody loves, and that's Weekend Gabe.
All right,
and let's get into it. This is news that only Gabe cares about. The weekend year-end review.
All right, listen, if you weren't there, you missed it. We had about 40, 50 people show out at the height of Omicron 2022. Who could have predicted that the new variant of COVID would shit on our idea? But yet here they are. But still, it turned out great. Sam in the front having the time of his life. This is one of my favorite photos of you, by the way.
This is spectacular. What am I got going on? I got a mask on. I got my sweatshirt on halfway, exactly 50%, and I look a solid 10 pounds lighter. Take me back.
But we had for those who missed it, we booked it over at Bourbon on Division, and the day of there was a water break, which then moved us to Wicker Park to the Point, which doesn't exist anymore, from my understanding, is that they're shut down.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we were one of the last shows.
We were one of the last shows that ever happened there. We tore it down. Some of my favorite people performed that night. LaSalle Grandeur. I'm giving all these people an air horn. LaSalle Grandeur. Chigo Turbo.
Yes.
Talk about Odd Couple. And congratulations to Odd Couple on his new Odd Baby. Yes. We got to have him back in 2023. We got to have Odd back for sure to talk about fatherhood. You do such great interviews about that. And who else do we have? Rich Robbins.
Rich Robbins.
And Pudge Adams. Pugs Adams.
Yeah.
Pugs Adams, whose hat I'm still wearing because it's cold outside. Look at these motherfuckers rock. Yo, we was out there. We was outside, and Rich is doing some crazy stuff this year. Shout out to Rich's band. I hope everybody in that band is happy and healthy and doing their thing, man. Wow, what a throwback. This was January last year.
This year. Beginning of the year.
Yeah. It already feels like 23 to me. I closed the tab that had December dates at work today, so everything is 2023 now.
There's lots of
LaSalle Grandeur, Spicy Mike. Me and Chigo Turbo. Oh yes.
This is great. This was truly a dream come true for me, because it's something that I always imagine, like putting on a show some of our favorite people that we love, people that respect us and love and support the show, and they all came together, and we were able to pay everybody, which was really a huge relief.
And what's important and what people should remember about this event is that we didn't take a dime.
No,
pockets. What we did was shout out to the great people over at Cash Drop Biz who came in, covered the overhead for us. Forever thankful for that. And because of that, we were able to not worry about the profits, not worry about, other than selling our own merch, our own t-shirts that we printed at that show, which are incredible, by the way, and you still have an obscene amount of t-shirts.
I have a small shirt, so if you have know any children that want a Weekend at Gabe's, a 100 shirt.
I'm just going to give them out to the ladies. All year we're giving out small shirts. But
why I got 10 small shirts? I don't know. I thought like maybe 10 small people would want a shirt, but
I don't. Yeah, maybe. But LaSalle Grandeur actually texted me after the show, and he told me this is the most money I've made off a live show in my career.
Is that true? Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, he texted me that after the show, and I said, "It's an honor to have made that happen for you. Isn't it crazy what happens when these companies aren't stealing from you?"
Mm-hmm.
And I live by that.
Yeah, it was never our mission to take anything off this, but just put on a great show. And I'm so glad that all the people who supported bought tickets who weren't able to come out because of Omicron, and those who actually weathered the storm and came out. There was someone from the Point. I think it was like their beer delivery or distributor who came up
Yeah.
and he bought me a drink, and he was saying that he was really impressed by the guests that we had, but also how many people we got to show up on a Thursday night during the height of Omicron to come out and support. So we were able to achieve a lot when everything looked to be indicating that we wouldn't be able to do this. So a lot of
Yeah.
work we put into it. Everyone came out and killed it. Man, it was just such a
We keep
wonderful night.
talking about this so nice, it's gonna get me itching to do another one. But maybe the final episode. We'll see. We'll see. America, tight lips,
Yeesh,
tight lips,
yeesh.
loose lips.
All right. Well, we're gonna Games 100, one of our biggest stories of 2022.
Incredible,
All right, let's get to
incredible.
some stuff that's actually in the newspaper. Oh, no, this is more and more of me. This is Gabe Cation in Los Angeles this year. My first time in LA. This is at Dodger Stadium. Look, I had
Watching the
some.
Ghetto Flower, yo! Shout out to our sponsors all year. The Ghetto
Shout out to
Flower
Teo. Yes.
held it down.
I don't know if you could see it on my right there on the center. It's that's ketchup from my Dodger dog. So my Dodger dog was delicious, although it wasn't very exciting. So for anyone who sees this on TV and advertised, it's just a hot dog at the end of the day. There's not a whole lot to it. But yeah, this was great. We did. I filmed a whole bunch of content, including like going to Fat Burger, going to Whataburger. There it goes.
There it is.
Fat Burger. Fat Burger killed. I really enjoyed this burger more than In and Out, which kind of drew some surprises.
I don't know. I think that you didn't have the correct In and Out experience for real. If I'm dead honest, because you didn't go in there knowing about certain things, and
Yeah, I mean, I just got the burger, and then
you get a shake. You didn't get a shake.
No, I just got a soda. No.
You got a Neapolitan the shake too. Like it's a lot of things that go into a solid In and Out trip. You got to get the grilled onions, but you got to get them light. You don't want that big ass chunk of onion they be putting on your shit. That shit gross.
But it still was just like to me.
I think the In and Out thing, because I remember going to. So me and my mother went to In and Out when I was in California as a kid, and we were like, "Oh, we've always heard of this place. Let's go." So we walked in not knowing what was up, and we ordered straight off the little card menu that's above the cash register. Right. Not knowing that there were things like 3x3s, not knowing that there were things like 4x4s, not knowing about animal fries, not knowing about the packets of spread. All of these things I learned after living in California and going to In and Out with people. Because everybody who lives in California, they may all go to In and Out, but they do not order the same thing. So, there's different options you could do if you're leaning into a more healthy thing. You can get your buns replaced with lettuce. There's a lot on the In and Out secret menu that they don't show you when you just walk in and you're clueless. So I would challenge you to go back and try it out and customize it your way, Gabe, because that's the In and Out. I know.
There you go. It was okay to me. I even made a point on the episode after I got back that I still think that Wendy's is the top chain burger. No, Culver's is the top chain burger. Yeah, you said
Culver's. Wendy's. Although I said Wendy's, I believe, and I still maintain that.
Wendy's is a solid number 2. And then you can then go to Burger King and some of the other places as chain. But In and Out and Whataburger are they're in the top 10 somewhere.
Top notch. A lot of people swear by Shake Shack.
Shake Shack Shake Shack is dead ass really good. I even like steak and shake burgers a lot too. Those are really good and delicious as well.
I be getting those confused. The Steak and Shake and the Shake Shack, they be
Shake Shack. In my mind. Shake Shack has more density in the burger, where Steak and Shake is kind of it's like a thin patty, but it's still really good. It's
Word.
really delicious.
Word.
But
Also,
yeah,
we're sitting here looking at this shit, but we haven't
Kobe.
talked about the Kobe mural.
Yeah. So this, so I did this walk. I just did my own walking tour of downtown LA and found this mural
Which, as
somewhere.
everybody knows, is completely and utterly safe.
Yeah, exactly right. I think this one was, this one was, this one
Downtown
was.
LA looks
Yeah, it's
like
so
the
seedy as
inside.
fuck.
It looks like the inside of a grill. I once heard Schoolboy Q describe it as looking like the inside of a grill. And if you're looking at that alleyway right there on your screen, tell me I'm fucking wrong.
This was right across the street from my hotel, but I have another photo that I put up on our Instagram of where I actually went deep into a alley that was probably not super safe, but it was on the Google Maps of like, oh, Kobe mural, dedication site or something. And I went and found it, and it was really dope. It was like really great, but also I was like, this is how people get murdered.
Yeah, that's how I felt when I went to go see the Mac Miller mural in Pittsburgh. That shit was in a part of town I would not visit again if I was ever in Pittsburgh. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I got my shots and kept it moving. But LA was really cool, man. I had a really great time. Downtown is kind of where I spent most of the time. The food was great. A lot of homelessness, if you didn't know. But they didn't bother you or anything. It's just, it's just evident. That's all. But that's America in general, I suppose.
You know what it is? I would rather, if you're homeless right now, I would rather you be living in LA than Chicago.
This shit, yeah.
Damn blizzard. Yeah, fuck that, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
If I can get you to LA, I will. Please let us know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's better out there. It's not easy out there. I'll say that, but it's better out there for sure.
No, but I had a blast, man. Met a lot of people, and the people there are stupidly beautiful. It's just ridiculous.
Factual. Factual.
All right, here's the story that really set shit off in 2022. Rico Da Vinci, who is a local Chicago artist, put this together based off the 95-96 Chicago Bulls New York Times Magazine cover story. And he included all these wonderful Chicago artists. You have Common, you have Lupe, you have Juice WRLD, Chance. I mean, everyone and anybody who's ever done anything in Chicago is on here. Except we have Ludacris sitting there. So I'm going to play a clip of us talking about this, and we'll come back on the other side of this.
All right, bet.
Oh, wait, hang on.
Doesn't appear to have sound.
Yeah, is that Ludacris? Yeah.
That is tough.
Yeah, guess what?
Ludacris.
Now, a little known fact, Gabe. Ludacris is from Oak Park.
Yeah, okay, so you jumped a little bit ahead there. But so, people were kind of like, wait, he was born in Champaign, moved to Georgia, spent most of his life in Atlanta, repped Atlanta hard during the course of his career, but he also spent some considerable time in Oak Park with family during his younger years. So he has a connection to the city. And in 2017, an event that was honoring him, quote, I was born here, Chicago, so I don't know how much more of an influence you need around everything around me. My DNA is here, unquote. So he owns the city, but then does this get a little bit murky and return to the question that this show often poses? Is he from the crib? And
I'm glad that this is in news. I'm glad that this is in news because literally, and I can't stress this enough, nobody else cares about this.
And there is.
Oh my God,
Luda hanging out. Look, once and for all, you Oak Park, OP, you guys can hold them down. I'm not going to stop your hustle. However,
I will let you know that me and Ludacris had the same health teacher. I know that for a fact. Shout out to Mr. Splan. I hope you're dead somewhere. I hope you're not watching this. I hope you are deceased. I hope that heart attack you were scared of finally got you, buddy. I hope so.
Wow. But just listen. Let's just put this
joy this year, Gabe. Spreading joy. That's what I'm doing.
let's put this to bed once and for all. Ludacris is not from the crib.
Is from the crib. Is
No.
indeed from
No.
the crib. He is definitely from the crib. I will hold him up. Shout out to Ludacris, maybe one of the greatest rappers ever to come out of Chicago.
Hey, he just scored being the headliner for the Janet Jackson tour in 2023. I don't know how he got that, but good for him, man. That's going to be
it's probably
great.
the Chicago roots, you know. Chicago stick together, you know.
We're going to get Fast 10 and Ludacris back on the tour circuit. Man, he's going to have a big year.
We love to see it.
Nah, fuck this, man. I'm not even entertaining this idea anymore. I'm tired of this shit.
Are we gonna talk about some of the rappers on this list who are from the hundreds, which is definitely Indiana? Like, okay, fine.
Fuck no. All right, we had a lot of conversation this year around NASA. NASA had a pretty big fucking year, man.
Had a huge year.
The James Webb telescope introduced us into life, millions and millions of light years away from Earth. What else did we got? We got the satellite that orbited an asteroid and blew it up, or they directed it there to blow it up, to derail it and disrupt its target. What else did we see? We also seen star-eating black holes.
Wow.
I mean, you know, it was a pretty good fucking year, man.
Year for space. I think that is not in no small part due to the fact that we did put a giant looking glass up there so we could see more shit. You know what I mean? Like, if we hadn't put the giant looking glass up there to see more shit, how much of this shit would we have really seen? Who knows?
It's amazing. So
also,
this was
a lovely artist render of what happened, but I know for a fact that whatever instrument they was recording this on, it didn't look like that.
No, that shit looked like 8-bit Nintendo.
Yeah, that shit looked like another dot, bro. Fuck that. I like this stuff. My whole life as a kid, I was so upset. Like when I found out that these were all just artist depictions, you know, I was like, "What?"
Oh yeah, big facts.
A black hole, like, and I was like, "Oh, what do you guys? You guys are watching it on this tiny screen? No, fuck that, dude." But yeah,
like the little 8-bit square that has orange in it. You're like, "Oh, okay, I know what this is." It's like to the normal eyes, like, fuck, man, this looks like ass. Like, what can you do with this? But yeah, NASA, man, science as a whole, man, had a big year. I'm really excited for whatever is going to come from this telescope in the years of photos that are going to come back, man. It's only going to keep getting better and better, which is going to hopefully lead to them spying on UFO spacecrafts, which is my hope and my goal. For all this technology that we're shipping out into space.
You know what I have to say to that, Gabe? You know what I have to say to that?
What?
The title of one of the movies of the year. Nope.
Well, one could definitely hope, man. That's all we can do is just hope that.
And another could definitely nope.
Yeah, but science was big, man, on this show this year. So I'm hoping for more NASA stories, man.
More space stuff, man. Maybe we should just get a Bill Nye. You know, we should just go work.
We definitely need to get like a scientist on the show to explain some of the maybe the threats.
That'd be a good idea.
To Earth.
Yeah, I don't know a lot of space scientists. I will say that, but I do know some scientists. We could get into some research in 2023.
Maybe someone from the Adler. Maybe they can. Maybe we can land somebody from there. They can explain, you know, what the future looks like.
We've done museums before. Certainly have.
Yeah. All right, let's keep moving. Speaking of UFOs, man, listen, UFOs were fucking huge in 2022, man. We had the House UFO report that was
UFO
put in.
Report.
The first report in 50 years that talked about unexplained aerial sightings. We talked about that. And I think we have a clip of it. Let me run this and see if anything pops up on the end.
Listen, the Congress, for the first time, held a hearing on UFOs in 50 years. The first time we've openly discussed this. They discussed a report that examined 144 incidents that the government termed as unidentified aerial phenomenons, only one of which investigators were able to explain by the end of the study. So 143 reported incidents. We don't know what the fuck it was or what
happened. Hang on, wait, 143 minus 1, or it was 144 and they solved one, so now it's 143?
Correct. Yeah. Okay. Only one of those incidents we got down to the bottom of it. The other three, we don't know. We have no idea. Could be China, could be Russia, could just be ET. We don't know. Good use of congressional time or bad use of congressional time?
I mean, I feel like it's super easy to say up here that this is a terrible use of congressional time. Let me get nuked by a laser beam from a UFO though, and fucking, I think I'm gonna feel like it was a good use of our time. So I'm gonna leave this shit alone because what?
Yo, good use of congressional dollars in case we get zapped, which I'm praying for.
Yeah.
I've said numerous times. What was that fucking thing that we found in the chupacabra?
Chupacabra, yeah.
Chupacabra, that thing that we found in Texas.
Yeah.
And if you go to episode 126, I openly want to battle the aliens. So I'm hoping this thing is the real deal.
You're hoping you get to fight them, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But sadly, this is from today that no evidence of space aliens so far in the Pentagon's UFO deep dive. I'm a little
they wouldn't be
disappointed.
space aliens if they were visiting Earth, right? They would be Earth aliens.
Either way, man, I want to see it.
I think that's a nomenclature thing. Hey, get me back on the screen, man. I'm off the screen.
My apologies.
Yeah, come on. It's just like a disembodied voice now. For fuck's sake. That's how the aliens are gonna do me. They're just gonna upload my sentience to the hard drive. Gonna run their computer for the rest of time.
I really want aliens in 2023, man. I want to have that movie moment of them just sort of appearing out of the sky. Like
you want Tom Cruise in War of the Worlds? That's what you want for your life?
I maybe not so dramatic, but maybe just like they just sort of lurk over, like, you know.
Fun fact: did you know that when Orson Welles read War of the Worlds live on air, people jumped out of their apartment buildings to commit suicide because they thought that shit was real?
Yep, that's a great fun fact.
Crazy, because me, I'm jumping out of a window committing suicide. You are running somewhere like Tom Cruise from the movie War of the Worlds, which very famously was not made by Orson Welles, and that's why nobody remembers it. Boom.
There's this wonderful movie. It's called Blue Lights, I think it is. Oh, Skyline. There's this wonderful alien sci-fi movie called Skyline about an alien invasion. It is so fucking good, and that's exactly what I want. I want them to have the ships hovering over our cities, and then little pods drop down, and then the aliens come out and just start to like crawl the fucking buildings, and then
somewhere in the galaxy this Christmas, there is a little child hoping for a close encounter with Gabe kind. And that's what we want. Come on.
All right. Hey, we can hope. We all can hope.
All right. Hope.
I'm not sure what happened to this next person in this next story, but it's one of our favorite stories of 2022, featuring a security guard at Lollapalooza who just went a little bit too fucking far not to work by texting her themselves or having someone text that there was going to be a bomb threat at Lollapalooza and that they had to evacuate, and then the FBI got involved, and that's where we pick up the story.
And they investigated and quickly found out that this woman had made it all up on Facebook just to leave work a little bit early.
Oh, wait, you know, I've been saying this on Twitter all week, but don't fumble the bag, kids. You had 4 days of paid work. All you had to do was stay there for the whole time, and you couldn't do it. You just had to
just quit.
Why do these people think they're smart? You know what I mean? Like, they really believe that, like, you know, they will threaten mass violence, and then I'll be able to go home and drink an espresso. You know, like, it's just not how the world works. You are not smarter than the FBI. Keep that fucking wild shit off the social media. You are not fucking. Listen to whoever's out there watching. You are not the fucking Riddler. Chill, bro. Chill, bro.
It's like, unless you like know how to encrypt all this stuff and like cover your tracks, and if you're just an 18-year-old doing security to make a few bucks this summer, just earn your $12.50 an hour, be happy that you can listen to the music from 50 yards away and just enjoy the moments. And if you don't want to work that day, guess what? Just don't show up. You're good. But to really take this,
literally nobody is gonna miss you. You know,
oh fucking hell yeah!
Oh man, it's like, unless you're the Riddler,
You are not the fucking Riddler, bro. Chill out.
That shit sent me over.
That was crazy. I'm really on one in the news clips this year, man. This is great. This is great stuff.
I wish I would did a follow up to see whatever happened to this woman, like if she really got charged or what the fallout was.
Yeah, that's a federal crime, bro. Threatening mass violence against, like, in a public gathering, that's like damn near active terrorism. That's not wherever that woman is. It did not end well for her. Needless to say, she was not paid for that week.
I don't think she should be comped for any time she worked that day at all.
Definitely not.
All right, let's. All right, this one's a fun one. This is a long one, but it's worth it. All right, Nicki Minaj, man. We both found ourselves on Twitter in the claws of the Barbs. What are they called on Twitter? The Barbs?
They are called the Barbs. They are called the Barbs. And if you mess with the head barb, you will get these horns, apparently.
All right, I'll start with me first, where I was commenting on another tweet that had quoted a Nicki Minaj bar, and I was very impressed, which then quickly escalated into fat shaming.
Into hatred, yes.
I got flame broiled on Twitter this weekend because of this response. Keith Nelson, who is a bit of a music editor, he does a lot of music stuff. He did this quote from Nicki Minaj: "I don't do Coke, little bitch. I don't even do Pepsi." Nicki Minaj. I think he was being very condescending, that the line was weak. And of course, I followed up and said, because it's not a strong bar. It's really trash. It's not good.
Weekend Gabe, for everybody out there, is not aware that there are two people you don't come at on Twitter.com. Number one is Beyonce. You do not want the Beehive. And number two is the Barbies. You do not want the Nicki Minaj stands on your neck, and you got them.
All right, so here it goes. This gets escalated really fast.
Bruh. Oh,
the weighing scale when you hopped on after eating one burger. Listen, I have
68
I have nothing to be ashamed of. You cannot body shame me. I am comfortable in who I am. I just don't know if these people just don't know me to be sending out out these shots like this.
No.
So.
Oh boy. And
the
my
ratio is what got me, man. Twitter's not the same ever since Elon fucked with the algorithm, bro. It's not. You'll never get that again, man. Wow.
Well, there was another tweet after that where someone just said "lose weight." I'm like, God damn! Like, can you say hi first? I mean, like, damn, just gonna come at me all sideways like that? That's crazy.
I don't think you ever tell Nicki Minaj to. Never.
Yeah. You can tell.
Never mind.
Men can be told all day on Twitter to lose weight, and then the moment that the man says something, it's like, "Oh, I see how it is."
I like that you picked this photo because it was one of the greatest VMA moments of all time. Miley, what's good? Yes. Top notch, man. I love that shit.
All right. Well, let's get into another episode, separate episode where you found yourself on the receiving end of the barbs. When this is when Nicki Minaj's assistant went on IG.
I still fully believe all this shit was real.
All right, let's go to the video.
Yep.
I retweeted it. That's all I did was retweet it, and I had barbs in my DMs blocking me and telling me that I was dumb.
Oh, yes. I didn't know who these people were that were blocking you.
Incredible, because it's like, okay, if it was not real, you would just ignore it. But at one point in the segment, she had Instagram messages, direct messages from Nicki Minaj's real account talking about, please stop doing this. Please stop posting. You know, all of these things.
Yeah, this was a crazy ass moment on Instagram.
I believe it. I believe
This was crazy. I think it was like you or who was it? You and Spicy Mike were like, "Yo, this shit's on Instagram right now." You guys gave me the heads up on this,
Yes.
and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
I like to be on Twitter and sometimes Instagram in real time. I did find this from Twitter, but essentially, it's always good to be there in real time just in case some shit hits the fan, and then you can doom scroll in real time. And this this was one of my favorite moments of 2022, easily. This gave me a lot of joy. I was kicking my feet up, just laughing at this shit.
Oh, it was amazing. It was endless.
Man.
Do you see like all the stories that she added like at the top of the fucking screen there? There's like 50 of these shits.
Oh man, that goes on, bro. This is just a highlight of one of the things you saw, but man, it goes on and it has some accusations and some real life, back and forth with Nicki Minaj, which is why this shit is so wild to me. And why I feel that it's believable is like if it was a fake account and they were tweeting things about Weekend Gabe, you'd probably just be like, like you would go do the show on January 12th. But they decided they had to say something about this. And that's what makes it funny. You know what I mean?
It's totally credible.
Yes. I think it is, at the very least, a little credible. I don't know if she did crack. I don't actually care if she did crack.
I think the name of our...
I do think there's like problems with Nicki Minaj and how people glorify her. And so like to see her fucking get knocked down and pegged was fun. It was
the best part was I think that you named the news only Gabe cares about for this episode, like, does Nicki do crack? Question. I was like, yo, we're super wild for that. That's wild. Oh man. All right. Listen, everyone who's watched this show knows how much I fucking hate Arby's with a goddamn passion. No one in my lifetime has ever walked up to me, suggested, encouraged me to say, yo, let's make an Arby's run. It's just never happened.
It's never happened in the history of mankind.
So Arby's was trending this summer when some podcasters or vloggers or whatever decided to take the Arby's challenge and actually try their menu, and were surprised by its taste. Let's go to the video.
Twitter for this. Chicken tenders. Oh, this shit might slap. There's fat. You ain't see fat on the beef? Nah, bro, this is alright, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. And I'm tasting the fat. Oh, I see some. Oh
no! Is he halfway eating the chip? No, that's terrible.
It's a cheese. It's a cheese stick. It's a cheese stick. Listen to this. Fuck out of here. Fuck all the way off. No.
For fast food, look what it do.
Listen, it's fucking cheese sticks. He didn't even eat like the Arby's fucking beef sandwich. He ate a fucking cheese stick and went and said that's the greatest shit you ever ate. Listen, we have to stop this. Get some help, like MJ says. Stop the capping.
Yeah, fuck this. Fuck Arby's. Fuck these guys.
Yeah. Oh man, this was a story I forgot about, but that's incredible. I love that.
I any chance I can get to shit on Arby's, kick them while they're down, tell people how awful they are, I will remind you without any merit. I will dry snitch the shit out of Arby's and just tell you everything that's horrible about them if I can. I really hate Arby's. And I hate when people get on TV and lie and like eat a cheesesteak. I'm like, oh my God, this is the most amazing thing ever.
This is amazing. How much do you think those guys were paid by Arby's?
Oh my God, I can't even imagine. There's not enough money to sell your soul for Arby's. You just can't do it. Like how many sports athletes have ever endorsed Arby's? I'll wait.
0. I mean, rodeo clowns, maybe? I don't know. Do you consider the math?
Like they get no sponsors, they get no ad placements on Twitter. I mean, like I've never seen fucking anything of Arby's ever, and somehow they exist. I don't know who buys this shit, but they exist.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
All right, let's go to another shitty entity. That's Liz Truss, who had a hell of a run as the British Prime Minister. I think her run was 45 days. Was that right?
Yeah, I woke up and I went, holy fucking shit. And Courtney was still getting ready for work, and she was like, what? What happened? Who died? And I was like, the Prime Minister quit after 45 days. Oh, man.
All right, so in this clip, I run down things that last longer than Liz Truss's time as Prime Minister.
You should also mention that I didn't realize this, but she's hugely against trans students, and which is
she spent her whole campaign railing against trans rights, and none of her campaign talking about what she would do financially. And fucking coming out of the field, she fucked up the financial fucking bullshit. Also worried about people using different bathrooms. Go fuck yourself.
They're all going to be using the poor bathroom soon.
They're going to be using the bathroom in 10 Downing Street once we're done with you. Eat the rich.
So let's go into a list of this. I pulled this off Reddit. If you could see it, these are the things that lasted longer than 45 days. Kim Kardashian's marriage, which I think was 75 days.
Yep.
Time between haircuts.
Easily. I got a haircut today, and they were like, "When's the last time you came in?" I was like, "August, for sure." It's been a while, so yeah, that one counts.
I'm going on about 6 weeks, so my haircuts last longer than Liz Truss. What is it? No more than 2 full moons. I don't know what WoW playtime is. It's on Reddit, so go figure.
World of Warcraft playtime.
Oh, all right, there you go. Yeah. The trapped Chilean miners. Food in the freezer. A single Craigslist post lasts longer than 45 days. What is it? Shelf life of genetically altered tomatoes.
Oh, yeah.
Your Christmas tree lasts longer than 45 days. And of course, the stunner, Lindsay Lohan's time in rehab. She did not last more. She lasted longer than 45 days. That's bad.
Yo.
Incredible.
Oh goodness. Yeah, so shout out to Liz Truss, man. You know, she was
the Prime Minister. I'm glad she's gone, man. Yeah, let's do more stories that make me want to drink. I think Kanye's next.
Your Christmas tree lasts longer than 45
Yeah, let's go.
And of course, the stunner.
Oh my god.
All right, let's get to Kanye. So we know that Kanye had a hell of a 2022. Not the good kind either. But we were on top of this Kanye story before the meltdown. I don't think we knew what was going to come, but I think there was some indication that he was plotting something because he wasn't happy with Yeezy Day. Because Adidas was trying to celebrate him and put some of his shoes on sale on the website, and he was upset about some of his workers moving over to the Adidas side and feeling like they were like poaching his talent. And this kind of set him off. So let's go to the clip, and then we're gonna come back and talk about
Kanye,
the year.
Listen, if someone wants to do a weekend game day, I'm not gonna stop him from doing that. I'm not sure what Yeezy woke up.
You're taking. I mean, I don't know. I think the funniest part about this story. I don't know if you have the DM photo, but the funniest part about this story was the without my permission, because it was Adidas did blank. Fill in the blank with whatever you want. You know, Adidas did 9/11 without my permission. You know, it was fucking hilarious. I gotta be honest with you. Very interesting. I mean, obviously, you know, this is a guy who designed this shoe, made it famous. I do not disbelieve him when he says that Yeezy is 68% of Adidas's online sales. I don't know what else the fuck you are buying from Adidas, but you know, other than Arsenal FC jerseys.
I spent mad money at Adidas this year.
I don't know what else you're buying from Adidas other than Yeezys. It makes a lot of sense. At the same time, I don't think he can be mad, right? Like, it is their product. I'm sure they have some sort of contract with this that they could do this. He can yell without my permission as much as he wants, but at the end of the day, if his GM wanted to go to Adidas instead of working for Kanye West, I think that says more about Kanye West than it does about Adidas.
Exactly. I mean, if Nike decided to do a Jordan Day, you think Jordan's gonna be like, "Fuck y'all," like y'all ain't gonna put out my shit? He'd be like, "Great, like people are gonna buy more of my shit."
He's
like,
gonna say Republicans buy shoes too. You know, that's what he's gonna say. And then he's gonna take a swig of tequila and bet it all on black at the roulette table.
Listen, I know Kanye loves his IP and everything that he creates, but Jesus, dude, let people let them cook, because all you can do is just make money off this. Really quick, in 2020, Ye's sneakers reportedly made $1.7 billion in annual revenue for Adidas.
All right, so this what was the line that Kanye said about Adidas, that like we're gonna have to have joint custody of the Yeezy
we're
brand?
gonna have to co-parent. That was funny, man. That shit was funny. So, you know, the Kanye thing from this year, it was funny until it wasn't. You know,
Right? When it was so left,
yeah, it was like ha 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 ha, Kanye doing Kanye things, and then it was like,
yeah. But maybe it was all part of the plan. This was the first steps to ultimately getting out of his Adidas deal, where people were like, "This is ironclad. Adidas would never break their partnership with them," and then until they did.
yeah. And that's so funny because like now they have free reign to like repurpose, reprocess his ideas. So they're releasing shoes that look an awful lot like 350s, but it is what it is. You spoke in that clip about Kanye loving his IP. I think there's a fair amount of debate to how much of Kanye's IP he himself created. So yeah, maybe that's a conversation for another day. But you know, if your worker comes to you and creates a brand new insole for your shoe, yes, it's a part of Yeezy brand, but it's not your idea, dude. You can't just sit around here and claim other people's shit for yourself. I mean, we had Fireman on this year. He was talking about that. We had Broh from last year talking about all the lights and like the creative process behind that. There's a lot of people being left to their own devices, which is fine. But in the end, we're going to have that conversation about, okay, well, was this Kanye's idea or was this the group's idea?
Sure. I probably.
Which is sad. It's sad more than anything else.
Yeah, man. But we did stay out of the weeds with all the Kanye stuff during this whole debacle. We refused. We refused to comment on this.
I definitely would have said something I regret.
There was nothing positive or constructive that could have been said in this conversation that would have made anything better.
Gabe didn't care about that news. You know?
I did not care about it. One, because I know too many people who are connected to Kanye, and I was like trying to keep those relationships intact. All right. Listen, that was a year in review for Weekend at Gabe's, news that only Gabe cares about. There's so much stuff we missed. There was some other great stuff that we missed.
I mean, that was just clips from news. I mean, we could have done clips from the interviews. Go check them all out, man. We're going to be off for 2 weeks. Find some cool, fun Christmas time, spend with the family, and watch an interview that you might find interesting, man. Because there's a lot of them. And if you don't find an interview you like interesting, you can always go to old reliable Gabe Boxing in VR.
VR boxing.
Thanks for watching this latest episode. We hope that you enjoyed it. If you're looking for more, click on any of the episodes swirling around my head. And also don't forget to follow us on the socials at Weekend Gabe, at Weekend at Gabe's, and also at The Real Sam Crane. All right, thanks for watching, y'all.